Hello friends, I am Parvinder Randhawa Guru. You are watching my YouTube channel, that's Parvinder Randhawa Guru. Please like, comment and share my YouTube channel. This is my listening video. In this I have selected Cambridge 15 book test 2 part 3. And the questions are from 21 to 30. And these are all multiple choice questions. So why I have selected this one, you know better than me. Nowadays each and every test carries more and more multiple choice questions, or the questions like this one where we have to select options from a box. So these are the things on which we have to work, as I have already uploaded my video in Hindi language. So I am making the English version for some of the candidates who understand English only. And let's start this one. I will underline according to the time and I'll work accordingly, because in my Hindi video I did, and I will select the main things. Just you can check again. I am going to repeat that this is Cambridge 15 test 2, and this book is available in the market. If you want to buy, you can buy it. So let's start this one, and please listen carefully. First I will try to do 21 to 24, then I'll try to do the next one, then I'll discuss with you that how these are the answers. And remember one thing, I try to make video for every kind of person, whether the person is super intelligent, simple intelligent, I can say average or below average, right? My video has concentration on each and every type of candidate, because some candidate they need only 8 band minimum, right? And some candidate they are getting very hard to get only 6 band. So these are the things on which some candidate have the problem, right? So maybe some candidates they are easily getting 9 out of 9. So the main thing is that what the concept of my video is that it should be focused on each and every category of people, right? So let's start. As I told in one Hindi video also, because in what happened recently in computer test to one of my students, that blanks they came in part 3 and MCQs came in part 4. If you check the Cambridge 15 test, you will find the same type of test. So remember one thing, anything can happen in IELTS because it has no fixed pattern. So don't think that you will find blanks in part 4 or monologue you will find in part 3 also. If you want to check, you can check Cambridge 5, right? You will get your answer properly. So this is Cambridge 15. So let's start part 3. Previously it was known as section 3.
Part 3. You will hear two students of English called Kathy and Graham planning a display on 19th century British life and literature for a university event. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 24. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 24.
Okay, Graham, so let's check we both know what we're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
So, for the university's open day, we have to plan a display on British life and literature in the mid-19th century.
That's right. But we'll have some people to help us find the materials and set it up, remember? For the moment, we just need to plan it.
Good. So, have you gathered who's expected to come and see the display? Is it for the people studying English or students from other departments? I'm not clear about it.
Nor me. That was how it used to be, but it didn't attract many people, so this year it's going to be part of an open day to raise the university's profile. It'll be publicised in the city to encourage people to come and find out something of what goes on here. And it's included in the information that's sent to people who are considering applying to study here next year.
Presumably, some current students and lecturers will come?
I would imagine so. But we've been told to concentrate on the other categories of people.
Right. We don't have to cover the whole range of 19th century literature, do we?
No, it's entirely up to us. I suggest just using Charles Dickens.
That's a good idea. Most people have heard of him and have probably read some of his novels or seen films based on them. So that's a good lead-in to life in his time.
Exactly. And his novels show the awful conditions that most people had to live in, don't they? He wanted to shock people into doing something about it.
Did he do any campaigning other than writing?
Yes, he campaigned for education and other social reforms and gave talks. But I'm inclined to ignore that and focus on the novels.
Yes, I agree.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 25 to 30. Now listen.
Okay, so now shall we think about a topic linked to each novel?
Yes, I've printed out a list of Dickens's novels in the order they were published, in the hope you'd agree to focus on him.
You're lucky I did agree. Let's have a look. Okay, the first was The Pickwick Papers, published in 1836. It was very successful when it came out, wasn't it? And was adapted for the theatre straight away.
There's an interesting point, though, that there's a character who keeps falling asleep, and that medical condition was named after the book, Pickwickian syndrome.
Oh, so why don't we use that as the topic and include some quotations from the novel?
Right. Next is Oliver Twist. There's a lot in the novel about poverty, but maybe something less obvious.
Well, Oliver is taught how to steal, isn't he? We could use that to illustrate the fact that very few children went to school, particularly not poor children, so they learnt in other ways.
Good idea. What's next?
Maybe Nicholas Nickleby? Actually, he taught in a really cruel school, didn't he?
That's right. But there's also the company of touring actors that Nicholas joins. We could do something on theatres and other amusements of the time. We don't want only the bad things, do we?
Okay.
What about Martin Chuzzlewit? He goes to the USA, doesn't he?
Yes. And Dickens himself had been there a year before and drew on his experience there in the novel.
I wonder, though. The main theme is selfishness. So we could do something on social justice? No, too general. Let's keep to your idea. I think it would work well.
He wrote Bleak House next. That's my favourite of his novels.
Yes, mine too.
Oh,
His satire of the legal system is pretty powerful.
that's true. But think about Esther, the heroine. As a child, she lives with someone she doesn't know is her aunt, who treats her very badly. Then she's very happy living with her guardian, and he puts her in charge of the household. And at the end, she gets married, and her guardian gives her and her husband a house, where, of course, they're very happy.
Yes, I like that.
What shall we take next? Little Dorrit? Old Mr. Dorrit has been in a debtor's prison for years.
So was Dickens's father, wasn't he?
That's right.
What about focusing on the part when Mr. Dorrit inherits a fortune and he starts pretending he's always been rich?
Good idea.
Okay. So next we need to think about what materials we want to illustrate each issue. That's going to be quite hard.
So that's over in this.
That is the end of
So you
part
have
three.
seen one thing. The main point on this
You
is
now have 30
the
seconds.
when both of them, they are concentrated or focused on a certain point and they say yes. Basically the thing is that when there are two speakers, so we have to judge the tone of both persons, where they are agree. Now if we discuss, first of all, let's go with 21 and 22. In this case they talked about this one English department students, but they answer, this man Graham answered no, students not so, I imagine so, the language. But when he talked about this one, that is B, about the city residents and the next year students, so both means the Kathy also agree on this point. It means when she agrees, right, the thing is that that's the point. On that, the thing is that means main point. What's the main point? That is that there is a reason behind it. So what's the reason behind it? As I told, I use a language here. That is that the reason. The reason is that both agree on this one. Both showed their miss point. That's you are right, man. What are you saying? This is the right point. So that's my answer. So why they talked about E? Why they talked about E? What's the reason behind it? The reason behind, or they talked about C also, just to puzzle you, just to confuse me. Try to understand. But I'm not confused, right? I considered it properly. You considered it properly, and you got the right answer. So that's the thing here. In this same thing, let's talk about 2-3 and 2-4. So what's the point here? They talked about, this is a straight answer, that movies and well known, because you suddenly it's a very simple also. C is the answer. When they talked about, they used here campaigning, and I told in every video that English is based on similar words. So we have to concentrate on synonyms. We have to concentrate on synonyms. If I go with the campaigning word, naturally campaign is similar to speech also. So some people, they can give this answer, or they can also try, because in this, as I wrote in my previous video, A, B, D are also the options, right? There are 3 options on which society word is used. So when society word is used in these options, naturally the person can give A, naturally the person can give B or D. But the thing is that which is the right answer? C I got very easily. Now I have to concentrate on 3. So on these cases, here the point is that inspired others to try to improve education. If you remember the lines, I remember the education and societal issues or problems. So it means there is only written society, and inspiring the word is not. He campaigned only. Second is consulted. He was never consulted. So that's the social problems. Sometimes what's happened, a man cannot give answer at the same moment, but when the point comes in his mind, because after 24, naturally they will give you time, and you can utilize that time and think properly. What was my answer? Make notes. Just I made it. Alright, so work properly, naturally you will get your answers right. Right, my blessings, my goodwill, my best wishes are always with you. So remember one thing, but concentration is very much necessary. In this, they talked first about the what I remember, yes, theaters also, but they ignored this point, and then they moved to the education. Now what's the education? I know that how to brush my teeth, this is my education, but this is not qualification. But these are similar words. Qualification, when the education is written on a paper, right, that's your qualification. Now what's the education? Nobody will give me a certificate that I know how to brush my teeth, but this is my education. I know, I learned it. Who gave me lessons? My mother, my father, right? Try to understand. I know how to walk, and who gave me lessons? My parents. But there is no certificate that I can walk, right? But what's my qualification? That I am 10th pass, I am +2 pass. That's my qualification. So this is a difference between education and qualification, and they agree on this point. Right, so this is the point here on which I am talking. So we have to work properly, means on each and every point. That's why I wrote here steel word. Now I am going, the thing is that Pickwick papers, when I am talking about this one, they move to the medicine also. Right, they moved to the medicine. First they talked about what I remember, I think poverty. In this they talked, I don't remember. They moved to the medicine, and they told that what's the name he gave, the author gave, because the whole sense is on the author. What the name he gave, that's the medical name nowadays. So that's why the writer and they agree on this point, and that's why I answer. In the same way, this one, as I already discussed about this one, because this I liked very much, because they puzzled us a lot, and I thought to clear the meaning of education and qualification. There is a lot of difference between education. You know how to do something, that's your education, right? So and in 27th, when they talk about the cool also, school, but they moved, they said, no, these, why we are going to the social things, let's go far away about the amusement word they use, about the theater word they used, and entertainment is the right answer. In 28th, the thing is that they talked his own experience, he went to USA. Right, so that's why naturally that's his own experience. C is the right answer. Bleak House, they talked about only a woman, but previously they talked the main, that is selfishness, I remember, but there is no match here. But the thing is that, but they ignored that, because the girl ignored, I remember, and then they moved on a common point, and the common point is the woman's life, and in last, that's the fortune word they use. That's why wealth is the answer. So this is a point on which the listening test is based, right? The main point is your concentration and how much you are a good listener. So practice is must. So try to do more and more practice when you do practice. And I always tell you one thing, Cambridge books are the best books. I am not advertising Cambridge here. The thing is that, because the main point is the topics are selected very good. Some of the other publishers are also there. They have very nice books also. There are various publishers in the market. But Cambridge is Cambridge, right? So that's the thing. And there, everybody knows that IELTS is managed by Cambridge. And it is an issue nowadays. IELTS has become an issue in the world, because for migration, if you want to go to a developed country, you need IELTS. Mostly English speaking countries, PTE is also there, TOEFL is also there, but IELTS is more popular, right? So that's the thing. And you are watching my YouTube channel, that is Parvinder Randhawa Guru. Please like, comment and share. Above all, subscribe my channel. And I think this listening you can listen by yourself also and try yourself. These sheets I have shown you, this is Cambridge 15 test 2. Please subscribe my channel. It's a kind of motivation for me, and it depends upon you what your mind says. I am doing something different from others, and this is not a business channel. I always let you know, because I want this channel to be a very kind of this type of channel, which is based on the, because if you have thought that you are going to a developed country, it means you are not satisfied with your present country, you are not satisfied with your present condition, right? So you need a change. That's why you want to leave it. So that's your social problem, my dear. That's why I'm saying, because this concept is very wide, we can't understand it properly. Life is very wide, very complex. So carry on. I will try to make more and more videos, how much I can, right? So you are watching Parvinder Randhawa Guru. Once again, thanks for watching this video, my dear fellow.